I have a question. Who remembers Castle Crashers? I posed this question over 2 years ago, and it only takes one look in the comments to see that the answer was literally everybody. Even though I may have slightly been baiting for comments, it was and still is a valid question. The game is nearly 17 years old now. Give it another year and Castle Crashers will be old enough to be legally kicked out of its parents' house for being a complete freeloader. And for over a decade now, it absolutely has been. Despite Castle Crashers being easily the biggest game to come from the behemoth, there's been no new content in over 13 years. When are you finally gonna get off your lazy behind and make something new? I'm just an intellectual property. Isn't that your guys' job? Oh. Upon this revelation, the behemoth created a new DLC for Castle Crashers, the Painter Boss Paradise. Yeah, you remember this guy, right? Everyone knows his iconic line.
Start digging in your
Hey, yo! This DLC bears some resemblance to the original 2 DLC packs for the Blacksmith and Pink Knight, being that it comes with a brand new playable character, Paint Jr. Okay, I have a lot of questions. First and foremost, where's the bleach? So, the Painter Boss is the father of Paint Jr. And yes, I do mean father, confirmed by the new area in the background of the boss fight. We're just gonna ignore what we saw. This does leave us with the question of where Junior's allegiance lies. Like, we literally just murdered his dad in front of him. How do we know he's not gonna... Oh, I guess he's cool. It's like he's seen this a time or two before. Junior's weapon is a pencil that gives... +7 magic? What does this thing make you, Houdini? Well, actually, his magic is pretty unique. His splash attack will spawn one of a wide assortment of drawings to walk across the screen, knocking into enemies and exploding after 3 hits. The only downside is that you can't really aim it. Like at all. Dude, you can't even choose what side it comes on. But the projectile magic solves that problem by sending out a much faster drawing right in front of Junior. The air splash is the same thing as the splash attack, and the magic jump? Huh. So, Painter Boss joined our side too? I guess he did start off the trailer by trying to make peace.
We used to be enemies, you know.
Hey, wait, that's not his voice! And by the way, I completely sacrificed any semblance of a normal stat line in order to see all of his magic on day 1. Yes, I might struggle a bit in the late game, especially against bosses, but hey, at least my magic is overleveled. You've gotta be kidding me. In the past, this would be the entirety of the DLC. 1 character for $1. Easy as that. But considering that it's been, you know, over an entire decade since they've added anything to this game, the behemoth went a little harder on this update. The Painter Boss Paradise DLC contains 2 extra features which take it to the next level. The first is an art overhaul. As much as I love this game's art style, it's definitely a product of its time. Thankfully, they refurbished quite a bit of the game's assets in this DLC. When you first boot up the game, you can already see some differences. The title, menu, and map screens have all received a huge repolishing. I'm really fond of how they changed the menu screen. The original art showcasing the adventures you go on within the game was a fantastic idea. But it's not just screens that were changed. Every playable character has been given a new model. In some cases, they just got a bigger forehead, but there are some redesigns with more noticeable alterations, for better or for worse. Where the heck did his chin go? All playable characters have also received new animations for both running and idling. Now, they actually resemble running and idling instead of... hyperventilating? In all fairness, if I was wearing all that armor in the current heat, I'd be on the edge of collapse too. The last big change to the art is the character portraits, which have all been updated. Objectively speaking, these are mostly better than the previous ones. Just don't judge me when I start getting nostalgic for them like I do with old Clash of Clans troops. Oh god, you were so ugly. Please come back. Luckily enough, the art changes are actually toggleable. That's a really neat touch, as it allows for us to play the original version of the game if we so choose. Most games wouldn't have done that. But okay, they made Castle Crashers look a little less like it came from cool math games. How could that possibly make up for such an absurd price increase? Well, the true value of this expansion comes from the final feature, custom characters. The game now supports fully customizable characters that you can upload and play. As far as visual design goes, the sky is the limit. Unfortunately, yet understandably, the same thing doesn't apply for magic, as you can only give characters a magic kit that's already within the game. Maybe next DLC though, if the world makes it that long. But what can you do if you have the artistic ability of Maurizio Catalan? I'm telling you, man, it's not about the look, it's about the meaning. Oh, the meaning, huh? You know what? I think I'm starting to get it. In fact, I'm pretty sure this one means it's time for you to get a real job. If you find yourself in this category, don't worry. You can download characters from other players uploaded to the Steam Workshop. With this in mind, it would be really cool to see artists offer commissions for Castle Crashers characters. Not only would this bring many beloved franchises into the game, but all sorts of original characters as well. Now, as someone who absolutely fits into that non-artist category, I think it's pretty obvious which option I chose. Yeah, I'm definitely trying to create one. Let's do this. Draw, configure, try publish. Okay. Alright, yeah, I totally know what the heck I'm doing after reading all those instructions. This is the template I've just been given. Oh shoot. Dude, yeah, I don't know what I'm gonna do. I don't know how to draw. What am I painting? I need to know what it is that I'm painting here. Probably just like, a circle head, you know what I mean? My artistic talent knows no bounds. Can I use a circle tool? And we can just like duplicate? See, I know how to do the duplication. I know how to do that at least. I want to rasterize it. Whatever that means, let me do it. You know, we're gonna give him a top hat too. Oh, it's glorious. There we go. That looks good. I like that. I want to give him a suit. Yeah, he needs a suit. I'm actually gonna try and draw along the lines for this. I'm doing this all by mouse, by the way. If you couldn't tell, like I don't have like an art pad or anything. This is just. Oh yeah. Oh my goodness, that's awful. We got a triangle tool. Get a little. Fold it up. Napkin in there. Look at that. Oh man, that's perfect. So we get the portrait now. We gotta make. Or just make a duplicate of this. Bring you on down. Don't be shy. Oh yeah, it's gonna be like very pixelated. I don't care. That's funny. And it doesn't really matter if it's cutting it off because I'm not gonna use that, so it'll just be like that. All right, guys. I gotta figure out what I want to do for this. Okay. It's just gonna be lightsaber bow, honestly. Perfect. Not really. Alright, let's redo it. Ain't she a beautiful weapon? Okay, then the shield. What is the shield gonna be? We're also gonna put an R in the middle. Red guy. Look at that. That's beautiful. This is about to be so awesome, dude. I could see it now. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you a fancy red dot. Look at my little sword. Love it. Love it. Yeah. Let's go. Oh, I see. So he's stuck with whatever weapon that you give him. Okay. Oh, I just realized I didn't erase the outline for it, and it's just like sitting there. No one pay attention to that. That's not important. Okay, I promise you, it's not important. Wait, do you think we can use our custom characters online? Dude, I gotta impress everybody with this. Can I please go out? I'm stuck. Alright. Oh, it's no longer. Well, yeah, no kidding. What is happening? Let me out. Just let me out. At least last time, let me out. Come on, come on. Oh, I joined a game with no one. I finally joined and there's nobody. What the heck is this? You know, Mustard Knight. Oh, Mustard Knight. Garden Gnome. Jeremy. Alright, fine, game. You win. Even though I wasn't able to show off my fancy red dot, I still think this is a great DLC. I mean, you basically get unlimited characters for $4, with the only caveat being that you either have to draw them or download them. I also want to compliment the method they gave us for making characters. Thanks to everything being laid out on a single page, it was very straightforward. Overall, I'm very happy that the Behemoth decided to release this. Castle Crashers is a very nostalgic game for me, and even though I am so desperate for a sequel that I know is never coming, the Painter Boss Paradise DLC will suffice. Anyways, how long do you think it'll take for people to start using this DLC to upload Rule 34?